Man, dealerships are really screwed. AutoNation is the largest dealer network in the United States, and if you haven't heard already, they have sold 11 franchise dealerships. And I can tell you one thing, AutoNation doesn't sell a dealership unless it's not profitable, and that's why they sold them. And I hate to say it, some sucker bought them at the end of the day. It's like, oh, they were so happy to have a chance to own a dealership, because if you didn't know, you can't just go buy a Toyota dealership. It's very difficult in a lot of situations to get that franchise opportunity. Even if you have the money, you have to have the opportunity with the Toyota, with the franchise. So, and it's a lot easier when you're talking about a Ford or a Stellantis. And yes, of course, what stores closed? 11 dealerships in total, majority Ford, and then there was like a Nissan and, of course, a Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership as well, because they can't remain profitable. Like we said in a few videos back, a lot of people say, well, what about service? Service is this big profit, but not necessarily, because a lot of times they're doing a lot of warranty claims, and unfortunately, the manufacturer, they're starting to really get tight with their warranty claims, and they're not wanting to give money to the dealership. They want to keep their money, and the dealership wants to make money, and the manufacturer doesn't want to give them that much money. But whenever you struggle to sell, it's a lose-lose situation, because the dealerships that do good in your region are going to be the ones getting money every month from the manufacturer when it comes to hitting their bonuses and stuff like that, whatever programs they have going on with the manufacturer. But at the end of the day, AutoNation closing 11 dealerships. And it's crazy, because 11 doesn't sound like much, but 11 dealerships is a lot. Or they sold 11 dealerships to, 11 other suckers that took underperforming dealerships. Let's see if they can turn them around, because I will say this, AutoNation, from what I've seen, this is what I've seen. Every AutoNation dealership I've been to has markups. They have BS addendum stickers that I don't agree with, and I think they should remove them. So maybe that's why they're struggling to sell. But also in my city, there's a dealership that closed. It was, of course, a Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership that exchanged hands. It took a little while to sell, but it exchanged hands. And it's just very common right now. Dealerships are selling left and right, because the pretty times are over. It's getting rough. It's getting really rough. And if you don't have the money to keep paying if you don't know, dealerships finance their inventory. So if they don't have the money to pay their floor plan, their interest, dealerships can get repoed. Literally, they owe money on those vehicles. If they don't make their payments, hey, come on, you got to make your payment. So dealerships are having to sell, and yes, sometimes the franchise is worth money, but whenever you're talking about a Stellantis dealership, I don't necessarily think that franchise is worth much to a lot of people. Toyota, you might be talking, because in my city, in my region, Toyota is very limited. They definitely, they don't want to have a Toyota dealership on every corner. But Ford, they were handing them out like left and right. Chevy left and right. So they're everywhere. So that's why AutoNation, the largest dealer network, is closing. Group One Automotive, which is not the largest, I think they're the third largest dealer network. Their profit was down. It was in the 20% range. So every large dealer network is struggling, and I can guarantee you the local dealers are struggling a lot as well. But I really hope these dealers can stop doing these BS dealer markups and addendum stickers, because I can tell you one thing, that's not helping at all. As soon as these states, or as soon as they stop these franchise laws, dealerships will be screwed. If we can buy directly from the manufacturer, at least make it a free market. Give the customer an option, free market or dealership. Let us have the option. But I can say one thing. A lot of people say, you guys don't understand how deep these dealerships are buried in these in the government's pockets. Yes, that is so true. 100% true. I can tell you, every single owner of a dealership is invited to the governor's parties. Whenever your governor has a party, the owners of the dealerships in that state, they're invited to that party. They're always around, because think about all the revenue that dealerships bring in. It's a lot, and it's a big chunk of tax revenue, especially depending on how your state taxes vehicles. It can be a large amount. So at the end of the day, these dealerships, they have a lot of power, because they have laws that restrict the manufacturer from selling vehicles to us Talk about a free market. Wouldn't that be a free market where we can choose if we want to buy from the manufacturer, if we want to buy from the dealership? But no, we don't have that. Tesla's trying to find a way around it, but they're having hard enough time. You can't even believe it. But they're finding a way around it. But if you buy a Tesla from Texas, I don't think you can register it anywhere else but Texas, to my understanding. So you just have to be careful where you get it from and where it was originally registered and stuff like that. So all that stuff takes into play, and they shouldn't have to go through that. They should be able to just sell stuff, and they call their dealerships showrooms, not dealerships, and all those kind of little things. So it's just unfortunate, but one thing is you'll never pay a markup on a Tesla, I can say that. But at the end of the day, I just wish these dealerships would stop doing this markup BS. Let me know what you think about this video. AutoNation closing 11 dealerships, or selling 11 dealerships. Do you think the people who bought them were suckers, or do you think they got a good deal, or do you think they screwed over AutoNation? I don't know, because AutoNation, they own more than anybody. They got all the money, all the funding, all the anything, and if they can't make the dealership successful, I don't know if that small town person can. But I'll say this, AutoNation, every dealership I've been to, you guys do BS markups and addendum stickers, and I can tell you that ain't helping selling anything. Have a great day and stay blessed.